This video is sponsored by Squarespace, the fast and easy way to make a beautiful website. Hello, happy Sunday. Welcome back. And if you're new, welcome to my channel. There's been quite an influx. Oh, look at that morning light. Eee! I mean, how could that not put you in a good mood right at the start of the video? Ooh, feeling good. I'm showered, skincare's on, comfy outfit is a go. Even got a bit of early morning cardio in. And yes, I was not wearing a mask because I live in an industrial neighborhood and I was on a cordoned off street and I was able to skip and literally not see anyone for 20 minutes. It was in my bag. Don't worry, safety first. My exercise is out of the way. I don't know what has gotten into me, but I'm in a cardio mood this week. As you guys know, I've spent the last 3.5 months doing 3 to 5 at home like strength workouts a week. The secret for me to keeping consistent at my workouts and my exercise and my movement is like switching it up as much as possible. For me this week I felt a lot more comfortable like going for jogs and skipping rope and things like that, and it feels good. I'm starving, Marvin, so let me just grab my lunch real quick. Oh, iced coffee in hand. Oh, that sound, it's from the heavens. On the menu today, my friends, I've got a kale, turmeric, cauliflower, toasted lentil and chickpea salad with fried cauliflower, and I am so looking forward to it. I mean, I won't beat around the bush. I kind of just wanted to do a Q&A today. I don't know, there's just been a lot going on with me. It's been a really up and down month and I just felt like, you know what, it'd be great just to catch up with everyone, reconnect, introduce myself. I guess more so, I'm not gonna say introduce myself because I don't plan on answering any sort of FAQs or really basic things about me that I've already answered in past Q&As. You guys actually asked some really profound, amazing questions and topics that I'm dying to get into. I guess for anyone new, it'll be a nice way for you to get to know like me and my psyche and my soul, hopefully. Like that's my aim with today's video. Honestly, a large part of those questions that came in do have to do with a pretty big update in my life, I suppose, and it just kind of maybe felt like the right time to start touching on some of that. And yeah, it's been a very crazy quarantine. I'm very good at coping with something sort of in the moment, and I felt like putting up a video every single week was just a way, I know it's not a big deal, but it was a way that I could show up for you guys and do something for my little community, was just to provide that entertainment every single week. And now that things are kind of resuming to the new normal, I feel like this past month for me, I've kind of taken a step back and been like, okay, I can breathe, I can take that time for myself to process a very, very intense quarantine. You know, pandemic is one thing, a civil uprising movement is another thing, and you know, on top of everything that was going on in my personal life, there's been quite a lot of spiritual growth, I think, that's happened in this zen little bubble that I have. It's almost been like a completely different world. So happens to be that the questions that came in reflect a lot of that growth and my thoughts and, you know, different things. Duh. Yeah, this is definitely going to be the kind of video you can just pop on in the background while you're cleaning or in your car or doing your makeup. Nice little one-to-one. I don't know. I kind of hate this lighting. Sorry, I was away mangling that salad, but I'm back. Switched up my little setup. I feel like this is cozy. This is cozy, it's comfortable. Weather is taking a bit of a turn for the worse though, which is also contributing to my change in plans today because it's meant to be thunderstorming for the rest of the day. What makes your heart smile? Oh, what a lovely question. I'm starting off light here. I'm gonna say music, art, connecting with people, and spending time laughing and being around like my soul tribe, my soul family, people in my life that really get me, and spending time with those people. I don't know, those people that you just never need to over explain yourself, you know, you just are, and you just laugh till like your belly hurts. Like that's what makes my heart happy, is spending time with those people that I have a really, not even a long connection with, but a strong connection with. How's your post-birth control journey? This is one that I get still to this day asked for updates on via DM and all of that. I make a post 3-month and 6-month follow-up, which I think are like the two most important ones. I'll leave them linked below. I made those videos because I thought they'd be helpful to anyone that was maybe toying with that idea. Don't get me wrong, I love birth control. I was on the combined contraceptive pill for almost 10 years, but I think a year and a half on, I'm definitely still happy that I made that decision for myself. It's a personal decision. I think only, you know, you can't be told, you know, the right time for you, but I just felt like all roads were leading to that decision, and it really wasn't as big of a deal as I thought it was going to be. And I definitely feel overall, like across the board, just better. They're all very little changes, but I think collectively I do feel better, and I kind of haven't felt a huge desire to return to any type of birth control that requires me to take something or put something in my body. How do you cope if you feel lonely? Really admire your self-contentment and /sufficiency. Ooh, we're going right in with the heavy hitters here. I think a lot of it has to do with the fact that admittedly I am an only child. I have no siblings, obviously, so I've always been pretty good at entertaining myself and probably being independent to a fault sometimes. But you know, I'm also somebody that's has been quite used to being in a relationship, and a big part of my time in New York has been about spending time on my own, and I mean really feeling true loneliness, and that's something that not a lot of people get to experience in their life. And it's something I always think about, is how a lot of people can go through their entire lives never being alone. Or being lonely is tough, but I think so much growth always comes out of it, and I am definitely like a glass half full person. And I also just like my alone time. I like quiet zen time, if you haven't noticed, to like gather my thoughts. I'm really easily distracted as a person. I also know for the most part people aren't lonely forever. Situations change all the time, so I kind of just take it for what it is, enjoy the time I have to myself while I have no responsibility and no children and no you know, expectations of me. Fill my day with things that I love and I want to do without being on anyone else's schedule. Along the same lines, I did get, do you find the more time you spent alone that you've become more self-confident? No, I don't think there's necessarily a direct correlation between that, but I think going back to what I said about spending time on your own and looking at yourself in the mirror and just coming to a place of actually knowing yourself, I think the self-confidence comes with that, comes with knowing yourself, if that makes sense. Why do you think the universe exists / we exist / any philosophical reads at the moment? Isn't this the question all philosophers have asked since the dawn of time? It is just theories, it's all, you know, up for grabs, up for interpretation. But I feel like why does it exist? I think it exists because it's just part of a larger network of an alive universe. Why we exist, I don't know. I think the main point of why we exist is to learn as souls and human beings, and consciousness grow in terms of our connection to whatever source may be out there. I guess the life source of what makes everything alive, the universe itself. I don't know. Everyone has been connecting more with their spiritual selves, and I think we're probably starting to ask ourselves those kind of questions even more. I think those were a couple of good ones to get us warmed up. I think they'll progressively get more serious as they go along. I don't know, that's just a storyteller in me. But before we continue, I did want to thank today's sponsor, my faithful sponsors, Squarespace. Most of you know by now I speak about Squarespace every month. They are basically, in my opinion, the one-stop shop for all things website related from ground up. If you've been wanting to start a blog or have some slice of the internet where you can share your portfolio of work or your photography or your business, I just feel like Squarespace is pretty much the easiest place to do that. It's a platform where you can just pick a beautiful modern template and customize it to how you want it to look, and it just looks so clean and professional, in my opinion. I am someone who loves doing everything myself, so the idea of being able to kind of just start my own website from the comfort of my own home, and if I need any help, their 24/7 support team is there to kind of help me tweak anything if I don't know how to do something. But I find the platform very simple and easy to get a grasp of. Don't have to take my word for it. If you want to try it, you can get a free 14-day trial, tinker around with it, see how you like it, with my link squarespace.com/Tarmar. And if you decide to keep using it, if you use my code Tarmar, you'll also get 10% off your future billing. Hello all. The lights are on because it is unnaturally dark. It's about to start thundering out of the heavens. But I've taken this excuse to get cozy earlier in the day. I have the diffuser on now. I've got 2 tubs of ice cream here because the Libra in me could not decide between what one I wanted while talking to you. I don't know about you, when I've had something savory to eat, I always want something sweet afterwards. And I've been taken to the odd tub of ice cream attack during the day quite often recently, and those are just the type of decisions you can make when you're an adult. Oat milk mocha latte, absolutely divine. Very rich, very indulgent, perfect amount of like coffee chocolate flavor. Somehow is less calories than the good old plain mint chip, which is probably one of the nicest mint ice creams I've had in ages, to be honest. So my friend Adele wants to know my favorite sustainable products, and I'm by no means a sustainable queen, but I do have some products that I really love to use that I feel like were easy transitions or things that I use on the daily. I mean, a very relevant one right now, a reusable mask. I'm so happy these just came back from being washed, but I've got my little, I mean it came with the little wash bag, but my reusable cotton rounds, these are so great. I think these are made out of bamboo. But this is what I used to like take off my makeup or like apply my like liquid acids, just anything that I would usually use a cotton round for. Can't leave out my reusable coffee shop apparatus, my 16-ounce double wall tumbler, which fits like a standard, I would say, like a standard iced coffee from a coffee shop, and obviously like a good reusable straw. I really do love these double walled tumblers because if you're having like an iced coffee, you're like the ice doesn't melt as fast, or if you're having a smoothie, it just doesn't warm up as fast. 9 times out of 10 I can use my own straw or my own cup, but because of COVID, some coffee shops like are only doing their own packaging and they won't accept, for safety reasons, other stuff. Also got my bamboo cutlery set, which is just always in my tote bag, like my daily tote bag for like going to the park or whatever. If I get a to-go lunch, this is just always handy. Last thing is a new item. I was just curious about it, but I got these off Amazon. They're reusable cotton swabs. They're just like kind of almost rubberized. Yeah, they're double-sided if you can see there. They came in a pack of 2, so I gave one to a friend. I just kind of wanted to try this product, so we'll see. Detour from that conversation. I just got a new notebook. The Japanese, man, everything just looks so aesthetic. This is just the outer packaging which comes off, and I'm obsessed with it. But I got these actually on Este's recommendation, well, like formerly Essie Button, Este Lalonde. She is like, I don't know, she just always, I'm always so influenced by things that she mentions, like everyday stuff. But these Stalogy notebooks have such nice little engravings on them. Like here it says, what should have been is. And I just thought that was lovely. And this one is their half year like gridded paper, and I don't know, I find that really aesthetically satisfying. Also, can I just say, I'm really digging my summer humidity hair. My hair pretty much has gone wavy / curly in the New York City summer humidity, and I'm here for it because I was honestly tempted to get a perm, and then I realized, oh, my hair is built for this like warmer climate. Like my hair and my skin just thrives. We're moving on. We're moving on to the mocha chocolate. Tips on making strong friendships as an adult. I think this is a great question. I kind of touch on something to do with this topic in terms of adult friendships and female friendships in like my last couple of Q&As. But I was thinking about this earlier, and I think that in general, when it comes to friendships, you have to just be the type of person that you want to like attract in a friendship, or the type of friendship that you want. Like you need to be that person, and I think by doing that and being that person, you will attract the kind of love that's good for you. You will attract the kind of friendships that are good for you. Don't like high drama at all. I like people to be honest and open with me and have a very just real connection with people. I like to be non-judgmental. I like to be respectful. I like to be understanding. So I kind of outline what I would like to receive in a friendship or a relationship, and I be that. And it's not always reciprocated, but I feel like eventually you will meet some like-minded people, and those like-minded people will bring other like-minded people into your life, and it's a slow process. Like I spent the first 2.5 years, like I mentioned earlier, with maybe 1 or 2 friends. Try and stick to people that I really click with. When you better understand yourself and you better understand what you want, you can attract those type of things. It takes time, it takes putting yourself out there sometimes. To learn tarot, much like yourself, do you have any tips or tricks to interpret the cards? I actually will do this one because I get a lot of questions on tarot and astrology stuff and all of that, and honestly, like there's no book, there's no certain thing I would recommend going to. I've bought a bunch of books, but to be honest with you, I've always found it to be more of an intuitive learning process. It's unlike anything else in that regard, really. And I find that, you know, just whatever piques your interest when it comes to esoteric stuff, whether it be tarot or whatever, just learn by doing, learn by listening, learn by watching. I would just say anytime you see something that resonates with you, like use your intuition and look up a bit more about it, and it'll kind of spin into a little bit of a rabbit hole. I just have like the Rider-Waite deck here, which is honestly my favorite deck. I just love the illustrations so much. And my advice would be to just honestly sit with the cards just before you even attach any meaning to them. Just sit with them and go through all of the pictures and just see like what comes to your head when you look at it. Like look at all of the little nuances, what the characters are holding, or look up an online resource that has the actual, like let's say the Rider-Waite interpretation of the cards, and kind of combine the two. Oh my god, screaming. One of these isn't even a question, it's just some guy offloading his problems into my Q&A. Classic. Jeez, that's the level of comfort I'd nearly crack a drink open with you. Can you give me your top tips on feeling sexy? And they like capitalize the word sexy. Love that enthusiasm. I think finding your own area to be intelligent in is a sexy thing. It's not about being the smartest person in the room, but when you're passionate and you are educated on something, I think that's just incredibly sexy. Feeling physically strong like I do at the moment makes me feel sexy. Like nothing about being a certain weight or anything like that, but actually feeling like I could bust up like a couple of push-ups out. And I don't know, for me, I'm a bit of a tomboy, so I kind of like that feeling of I can flirt with you or I could beat you up, bro. You know, like I like that feeling. I own like one pair of pajamas, like full length chill out pajamas, but I try and make anything I sleep in or lounge in, like just I wanted to have something about it that makes me feel good. And I genuinely do think it makes a huge difference. Like, okay, I'm lounging in a pair of cycling shorts and a cute tank top, but like it makes me feel good. I think the biggest thing for me is connecting more with like divine feminine energy and reconnecting with my own feminine energy. And a lot of you were asking when I mentioned it a couple of vlogs back, like where can I find out more? Again, just like look up Google if it's something you're like your intuition is sort of pinging at. Yeah, how did you first start tapping into divine feminine energy? And the Irish in me feels cringe when I try. Divine feminine energy is anything from dancing in the mirror, connecting with my sensuality, and you know, feeling and watching the different parts of my body move, and you know, listening to music has been a big part of that. Honestly, just realizing how powerful feminine energy is. I feel like that cringiness and that shame that's attached to it is all systemic. You can see through that. I think it's easier to exude that kind of energy. Okay, while we're here and in girl talk mode, I'll do another one along this lines. I got one saying how to trust another person fully. I feel like I'll never be in a relationship again because of it. First of all, I think on a manifestation level, if you say you're never going to be in a trusting relationship again, that's what you're going to attract into your life. So I think just remove that thought, number one. Secondly, trust sucks. Like when that's broken, that sucks so bad. But I am of the belief that the right person will never make you doubt for a second. They will not give you a reason to distrust. You know, if you have past hurt, it's really easy to carry that over and have it affect anything new coming into your life. But I would say trust somebody until they give you a reason not to trust them. I've been writing a lot in my notebook and trying to there's something about writing. I'm not a writer, I'm not a journaler, but I have found that writing down like even just poetry or a little bit of prose, free verse, whatever, like that's how I feel like I've been channeling my emotions across the board about everything during this difficult time, because writing is your subconscious coming out on paper. It's not something you can do in your head. It's actually writing straight from your subconscious. And I find that I'm not someone that connects to my own emotions very easily, so putting pen to paper has been a huge help and a healthy way for me to actually see what's going on in my brain. I feel such a sense of strength from going through everything on my own and still being able to show up for you guys through it all. Once you go through such a wild experience of all of those things happening, nothing kind of scares you after that. You guys have obviously been asking like for updates and how I'm getting on. I'm just, you know, I'm a glass half full kind of person, and I'm just going to strive for whatever the next chapter holds. I think a nice question to end on is one from my good friend Eva, and she asks, what is the meaning of life? Oof, we're getting very philosophical in today's vlog, aren't we? Goodness, again, it's very personal and there's endless answers and possibilities, but I think the meaning of life for me is to know that you're here to experience. You're here to love and make connections, and sometimes that means also suffering and taking all of that experience and learning from it and growing from it and letting it shape you into a better person. I don't know, life just feels like one giant test of how you're going to react to whatever it throws at you. And I think once, I don't know, I found power in accepting that, and just accepting that life is just not all about making money or having the happiest life possible all the time and have nothing go wrong. Obviously we all naturally strive for that, but you know, experiences shape people, and it's up to you kind of how you come out of them. Okay, I think that is enough for one day. I really hope you enjoyed catching up on me and hearing my thoughts on all of these different varied topics. I really enjoyed answering them. I thought you guys sent in great questions over on my Instagram, so you can check that out if you're missing me during the week. But yeah, I feel really great after this chat. It's just what I needed. And for anyone new, again, welcome. I know I've had some really lovely mentions from the likes of Anna from the Anna Edit and Elena Tabor, as well as just so many friends and people that follow me just sharing my profiles. I hope you leave this vlog feeling positive and hopeful for the week ahead. I hope you've all had a great Sunday or Monday. I know a lot of you tune in on a Monday as well if you've missed the Sunday slot, but I'll hopefully see you next week for another one. I will talk to you very soon.